Alright, so we're gonna get started with some of these problems. I'm just gonna help you with a few from each section. And so we look here, it's called probability of simple events. So what they want you to find is the probability of C and A. So I look at my spinner here, and I can see there's one C and there's one A. So that means that there's one C, one A. Well, 1 plus 1, that equals 2. That means there's two that either have C or A. And the total, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 options. So it's 2 out of 6. And then I just have to simplify it, and I get 1/3. So that would be the answer. Another one, let's look at the probability of not a vowel. Well, the vowels are A, E, I, O, U. Not a vowel and everything else. In other words, the consonants. And so I look here. Well, if I know the vowels, A, E, that means the other ones are consonants. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 are consonants, so that means that we have 4 that are not vowels, and there's 6 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that means there's 6 total, and so it's 4 out of 6. And I simplify that, and I get 2/3, and that's my answer there. And so just look for the options you have. They want the probability of B and P, so you count the letters and you put it over the total. Obviously, the total is going to be the same for all of these. There's 6 options. Let's go to the next section. 10 cards are marked. It tells you how many cards. 1, 2, all the way to 10. It says, what is the probability of getting an 8 or a 9? Well, that means that you're going to look for the 8 and the 9 only. So 8, 9, there's 2 of them. So that means there's only one 8, one 9. So that's 2 of them. Well, how many total do I have? Well, it's telling you right there, 10. 2 out of 10. So you simplify by 2, and you get 1 out of 5. Let's try another one. What is the probability of getting an odd? Well, again, how many total cards? You can either count them or it's something that tells you 10. I can count them also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 cards. So 10 total. How many are odds? Well, odds are the ones that don't have pairs. Like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 are odds. And I can simplify this by 5, so I get 1/2. Let's try one more. What is the probability of a number less than 6? So when I look there again, I have 10 total cards. So that means I have 10 options. How many are less than 6? Well, less than 6 would be less than this. Not 6 or less, but less than 6. So I wouldn't include the 6 because it doesn't say 6 or less. It says less than 6. So that would be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, which is 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 numbers are less than 6. And so you just simplify it again by 5 and you get 1/2. That's all you got to do. The last 3 here, the probability of getting a bird. So I look there, okay, first count how many options you have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 options. How many are bird? Well, I look there. 1, 2. There's only 2 options that are bird, so I'm going to put there, okay, 2 out of 10. And I'm going to simplify that. And I'm going to simplify by 2, because that's what you can simplify by. And so you get 1 over 5. Okay? And so now, apart from this fraction, you have to also tell me, it says there, write a sentence stating, sentence or a word or phrase, how likely is each event to happen? Well, we have this spectrum here. 0 being impossible all the way to 1 being certain. We have unlikely as likely to happen as not, which is 50%. Likely if you're around the 75%. Almost certain or most likely if you're around the 90, 85 percentile. Or almost impossible or most likely would be other words you can use if you're around the 10%, 8% around there. Remember, impossible is only when there's no chance. Well, this one is actually 1 out of 5. 1 out of 5 is actually 0.20, which is 20%. 20% is kind of close to this, 25%. So then my answer would be unlikely. So you have two answers. You have a fraction, and you have a sentence, a phrase, or a word, like here, unlikely. So you need two answers for this one. The same thing for these here. All you got to do is read it. Okay, it tells you a set of 50 event tickets. Look, it's still even telling you the total, and it tells you individually what type of ticket you have. So you look there. Okay, what's the probability of getting a basketball ticket? Well, the total is 50, so 50 goes in the bottom. How many are basketball? Let's look here. 6 hockey, 8 basketball. So that means 8 out of 50. I can simplify that by 2. So we get 4 over 25. And that's as far as I'm going to go. That's my answer. Let's do another one. Not symphony. Well, how many are not symphony? That means, well, how many are symphony? And let's look here. Symphony 2 are symphony tickets. So if 2 are symphony, how many are not? Well, if there's 50 total, 2 are symphony, that means that the rest are not symphony, which is 48 over 50. And all you gotta do is simplify it by 2, and I get 24 over 25, which is my final answer. These are all the same type of problems, okay? Number 7 through 12. You want an even number, you look at the spinner. Well, 2, 4, 6, 8, those are even. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 out of the total is 8 numbers, so 4 out of 8. I can simplify it by 4 and get 1/2. They're asking also how likely is each event to happen. Again, you have to look at this spectrum, and you have to think impossible, unlikely, as likely to happen as not, likely or certain, or the ones in between. I see there 1/2. I can see there 1/2 is here. So I'm going to put as likely to happen as not, because it can go either way. So as likely to happen as not. Okay, as likely to happen as not. It could either go either way. Okay, let's try another one here. Composite numbers. Composite numbers are the ones that have more than one option to, more than one factor, more than one options. Like for example, let's try one here. It's easier if we just read the example. Let's try 4. Well, 4 times 1 is 4, but also 2 times 2 is 4. See, that's a composite number because it has more than one way to get to the answer 4. Look, I put 2 here. 2 times 2 is 4. So it has more than one factors to get to the answer. That's what a composite number is. Like 3 here, 3 times 1 makes 3, but there's no other numbers that give you, no other factors that give you 3. So this is a prime. Well, what other numbers are composite? Well, what about 6? Well, 6 times 1, but also 3 times 2. That's a composite number. 8 times 1, and 4 times 2. That's also a composite number. So how many composite numbers do we have? Well, 2 is not a composite number. 1 is not a composite number. So 1, 2, 3. So we have 3, and how many total numbers do we have? We have all the way to 8, so we have 3 out of 8. So 3 out of 8, I know 4 out of 8 was 1/2. So that means that 4 out of 8 is here. Well, 3 out of 8 is a little less than that, so it would be here somewhere. So then it would be part of the unlikely somewhere here. 3 out of 8 would be somewhere here. Because this is 4 out of 8, which is 1/2. How do I know it's 4 out of 8? Look, 4 out of 8 is 1/2. Well, this is 3 out of 8. It has to be a little bit less. So we're going to put there unlikely. Unlikely to happen. Okay? Unlikely. And so just remember, you need two answers for this one. Two answers. Okay, the last one here, it's like the first part here is like this one here. They give you a total, or they give you all the balloons. I'm sorry, they give you all the numbers that correspond to the color, and just add them up to get the total. So 8, 6, 3, 6. So we have 8 plus 6, 14, plus 3, 17, plus 3 more is 20, 23. 8 plus 6, 14, 17 is 23. So my total is 23. Suppose you reach in the package and choose one balloon at random. Determine the property of each event. Express each answer as a fraction and simplify if possible. So again, how many are red? Well, when I look there, there's 3 reds. 3 out of 23. I can't simplify, that's my answer. Let's look at another option, okay? The probability of getting a green balloon. Well, there's 8 greens, so 8 out of 23. I can't simplify it, so that's my answer. So just go over each one just the way I did, and you should be able to answer them. Red or yellow. Okay, so that means red, we have what, 3, plus the yellows, we have 6. So we have 9 out of 23. I can't simplify it, that's my answer. Okay, so please finish this. Thank you.